Ohio. Osaka, the third in population city of Japan, which is in the southern part of the island of Honshu, near the mouth of the Yodo River in the Gulf Osaka. Center of the prefecture of the same name. Since 1956 has the status of the city determined by the decree of the government. The square of the city makes 223.00 km. The population minus 2,685,481 persons. On August 1, 2014. Population density minus 12,042.52 people/km. Osaka, being the third in population city of Japan, it is considered the third in security city on Earth, after Tokyo and Singapore. Geography. Osaka is located in the western part of the prefecture Osaka, in the center of the island of Honshu. The city has an exit to the internal sea of Japan. Relief of Osaka Flat. The highest point, the mountain Utsurumi near Tsurumi, 37.5 m high. The lowest point, Yamatad's area in the region of Nishi-Yodogawa, it is located on mark 2.21 below sea level. Osaka was stretched on two plateaus and the alluvial plain. Plateaus lie to the east of the downtown. The largest of them, Umati, the plateau of an early Pleistocene, 12 km long. It stretches from the north for the south, from the region of the Loch Osaka to a sanctuary of Sumiyoshi. The second plateau, Abiko, was also created by less size in a late Pleistocene. It has length of 8 km and stretches from the east for the south, from Katsuyamsboro to the Yamato River. The Osaka alluvial plain was formed owing to accumulation of rainfall in the delta of the Yodo and Yamato rivers, which flow into the Osaka Gulf of the internal sea of Japan. This plain occupies the most part of the city. The Yodo River is the main waterway of Osaka and flows in a northern part. In the mouth it is divided into several sleeves, forming the delta, the Kanchaki, Tema, Nea, Dotsima, Tosa Horikawa, Adzi, Siranasi, Kitsu rivers. In early modern times, citizens connected these sleeves by numerous channels because of what Osaka was called the water capital. The rivers contributed to the development of city trade and transport, but repeatedly became the reason of floods. They stopped after construction in 1909 of the drainage canal, the river New Yodo. The second largest river of the city, Yamato, flows in the south of Osaka and carries out a role of its southern border. Historically, the Yamato River merged together with Yodo in the north of the city. However, in 1704 its course was changed for prevention of floods. Soil of the delta of the Yodo and Yamato rivers consists of weak sand and soft clay. On the Osaka Plain, groundwaters are at a depth of 1000 m. Digging of wells and their production led to the 1950th years to decline of their level by more than 30 m, a flash of soil and collapses. The situation began to be corrected with imposition of restrictions on use of underground waters in the 1960th years. Osaka treats a climatic zone of the internal sea of Japan. Climate in the city damp subtropical. Average annual temperature in Osaka is plus 16.9 C. The summer is usually hot and winter rather warm. Snow drops out very seldom. Average annual atmospheric pressure is 1005.2 gg. An amount of precipitation minus 1279.0. Most rain season the summer and an early autumn is. In the city mainly western or northeast wind blows. Its average annual speed minus 2.6 m/s. Wind often brings to Osaka smoke from the Nabareni industrial region and the northern industrial region Yodogawa that attracts air pollution and smog. Data for the period 1981-2010. History. The modern area on which there is a city of Osaka long since was called Naniva. This name remained in names of the central regions of the city, Naniva and Namba. In board the Emperor Kotoka, 596-654. In Naniva there was an imperial palace, and the place was the capital of Japan. It was located on crossing of important tradeways. Sea across the internal sea of Japan to the western lands of the country and the continent, and overland which conducted to lands of Kanto's region through modern Kyoto. According to the first Japanese historical chronicles of Kojiki and Nihonabeisioka, near modern Osaka in 663 BB near the delta of the Yodo River, the first conquerors of Yamato who broke resistance of native tribes and founded in the neighboring province the state of Yamato, the first Japanese state education landed. In the millennium in 638, the Emperor Chutem founded in the area Naniva the city. In the 7th-8th centuries it became the residence of several emperors, so the capital of the country. At the beginning of the 8th century the center of the state was transferred to the city of Nara, however Naniva remained the largest commercial city and the international port of Japan. However, in the Middle Ages development of the city almost stopped that led to its decline at the beginning of the 15th century. In 1496 near modern Osaka, on ruins of ancient imperial palaces, the monastery Isayama Hongan-ji, which became the center of sect Gyōdo-sensei, was built. Around the monastery there was a city which received since then the name Osaka. Small descent, which will turn into modern subsequently about. Saka. Big descent. In 1580 the monastery and the city were destroyed by a war between Buddhist sectarians and the Old Nobunaga. However, in 4 years on their place there was a new lock in the city which was built by the successor Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. In the 17th, 19th centuries Osaka was the main shopping center of the country. As opposed to other cities of Japan in which there lived mainly samurais and tainen. Petty bourgeoises. Merchants lived in Osaka mainly. In Osaka the rights sent daimyo as a tax bakufa, and also the rice received daimyo from peasants in their ownerships, which daimyo was sold to receive money was on sale. Rice from Tohoku and Hokuriku, and later with Hokkaido, was transported by sea to Osaka. Warehouses of dealers in rice occupied all northern part of the city. Instead of the rice delivered to these warehouses, daimyo received special coupons which could sell at any time. Also such coupons on account of future harvest were issued. There was organized market of such coupons known as the rice exchange Dodzameron. In the 18th century the most influential dealer in Munich's Holmes rice became the financial advisor of the government. The city turned into Vyaponsky Bank, which creditors were almost all shoguns of the country and owners of provinces. Trade promoted art blossoming, in particular engravings, ukiyo-e, and theater for commoners of kabuki and tuei-banrap. In the 19th-20th century, Osaka was the important industrial and military center because of what suffered from the American bombings during World War II. Osaka received the status of the city on April 1, 1889. The Emperor Meiji provided it the rescript, the status of the city determined by the decree of the government on October 1, 1911. In post-war Japan, the status was approved by the government decree on September 1, 1956. Economy. Income of Osaka for 2009 was 20,848,700 million yens, and expenses minus 20,841,100 million yens. Total income of all residents was 800,400 million yens. Primary sector. As of December 1, 2010 in Osaka there were 468 agriculture. Cropland was 82.27 hectares. As of 2008 in the city 67 enterprises which were engaged in catching and processing of seed products worked. Secondary sector. As of 2009 in Osaka 209,636 enterprises, at which 2,454,646 people were employed, were registered. In 2010 in the city there were 6873 industrial enterprises and the plants where worked 128,897 persons. The profit of these enterprises of the secondary sector was about 3,566,885 million yens. Tertiary sector. As of June 1, 2007 in Osaka 21675 wholesale companies where 283,346 people were busy worked. These enterprises sold for a year of goods for the amount 42,752,623 million yens. The number of the enterprises working in the sphere of retail trade was 31521. 197,855 people were involved in them. The amount of annual sales of these enterprises was 4,547,883 million yens. Transport. Osaka is served by two airports. The international airport Kansai accepts the most part of regular international flights, it part internal and the majority of cargo. The airport is located on an artificial island in the Gulf of Osaka. The international airport Osaka More accepts internal flights. The subway serving more than 912 million passengers a year works in the city that is it by one of the world's largest. Osaka the extensive network of highways and highway entangles. One of them, Ike Highway, passes directly through the building of Gate Tower Building. Performs bus transportations in the city as the municipal enterprise, the Osaka Municipal Transport Bureau, and group of private companies. In Osaka there are stations of suburban railway transport and long distance. Shinkansen. According to a census of 2005, the population of Osaka makes 2,628,811 people. The gain from 2000 for 2005 made at the same time 1.2%. Population density makes 11836 people/km. After the Great Earthquake of Kanto, the city experienced Massachusetts immigration. In 1930, the population of Osaka made 2,453,573 persons, that exceeded at the time even the population of Tokyo. 2,070,913 people. The population peak -3,252,340 people, fell on 1940. In the last decades, a considerable part of the population preferred to move to suburbs. In Osaka, one of the largest Korean communities lives in Japan. The population of the city speaks mainly a Kanzai dialect of Japanese. The population of the city is made by 2,685,481 persons. On August 1, 2014. And density -12,042.52 people/km. The number of educational institutions for May 1, 2011. Kindergartens 204. Elementary schools 306. Younger high schools 154. High schools 94. Special schools 13. Colleges 8. Universities 11. Healthcare. The number of medical institutions for October 1, 2009. Hospitals 189. First aid posts, clinics, dental offices, etc. 5562. Number of doctors. People, including those who work part-time. The number of places in hospitals. Culture. Museums and historical monuments. The Lock in Osaka. National Museum of Art. Museum of East Ceramics. Historical Museum. Theaters. National Theatre to Bunrak, one of the largest in the country. Puppet theatre of a traditional genre to Bunrak. Osaka Seotiki Days. Kabuki, puts also comedies of a genre of manzi. Crossing Kabuki Days. New Kabuki, specializes in dramas and representations of a genre and enka. The most known Buddhist temples. Isandisi. The Gyodoshu school temple, in which Amitabha statues created from ashes of hundreds of thousands of dead and fastened with pitcher placed. Tsitenodisi. The Tendai school temple, one of the oldest Japanese temples founded by Prince Seotoku. Shinto temples. Sumiyoshi Taisha. The main sanctuary of god Sumiyoshi. Temengu. The Shinto sanctuary founded in 949. Sport. The football club of Cerezo Osaka acts in J-League. It could remain in J-League for a season of 2013. Other team, Gamba Osaka, one of the most successful in Asia. Following the results of a season -2012, this team took the 17th place and took off for the first division. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.